What's up, wonderful, amazing, sweet, and lovely people? How are you all doing today? Hope you all having an amazing day today. Hope you're not somebody steal your joy. Welcome to Maryamsjoyfullife. Today's a beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys are so amazing. You guys are the best in the world. You're the best subscribers and friends in the world. I appreciate every one of you. Super excited to be here today, y'all. Today's a beautiful morning. You guys already know our routine. Every morning we take Levion to school first, and then we bring Zoe last, and then we go home and get some work done. You know what we need to do done. So this is what we do every day, you guys. And you guys have been coming along with me for a while now. So thank you all so much. You guys are wonderful and amazing. You mean a lot to me. So I appreciate every one of you. There's something I've been hiding from you guys for a while because I didn't want to talk about it until I was comfortable talking about it. And also until God did something else that could be a testimony, you know, that I can share with you guys before I talk about it. So I got fired. My business got removed from a platform that I was using, the Arise platform that I was using for years. So the opportunity got opened for me when God took me out of the pit of the miry clay. I got fired. And the reason that I got removed was because I was overworking. It's crazy, but that's the reason why. I was overworking, working a ton of hours. I became very good at the job. Very, very good at the job. Now, here is the specific reason, though. It's connected to overworking, but here is exactly what happens, because I don't want to lie, because I know God is on my side, and I want the favor of God on my life all the time. So I don't want to lie about nothing. During the job, I worked so hard. I was working very hard, but there was no increase in the pay that I was getting. I was waiting for increase and also promotion. I saw other people were getting promoted, and I felt like I deserved it because I worked very hard, and I became so good at the job that the time that it would take other people to research and create bookings, it doesn't take me that long because I already put in so many hours, so much time into it. And I became so good that all the travel agents who called in on my line, they were very happy. Anyways, I became good. The problem that they had with me was that my time, there's a limit of time you can spend on the phone with a client. You can't go over that time. If you go over that time, they'll get upset. And apparently you can't go under that time, because if you go under that time, they'll say you are avoiding the calls. But for me, I was always under that time because I already knew where to find the information I needed. All of the difficult questions that clients would call in and ask, I was asked when I first started the job, and I almost quit because I was scared. My heart was palpitating. I felt like I was going to fail because I didn't know what they were asking, terms that they were using. I used that as fuel in the early onset of my business to really learn the terms, learn what they were looking for, the different challenges that clients would have that they have questions about. So I learned those things God allowed those people to pour in on my line so that I could learn. And I learned it. I became really good. So their problem was that I wasn't spending a long time. I was avoiding. But then when they review my calls, they would notice that I was not avoiding. I just knew what to do. So they wanted me to start learning how to keep clients longer on the phone, hold them longer than I had to. But anyways, that's by the way. The reason I got fired was because, so you get to create your schedule, right? You pick out time that you're going to work and service. And for me, I signed a program. I was in the max program, which meant that I had to work at least 30 hours a week. So you guys barely saw me on YouTube. You barely saw me on YouTube because I was working a whole lot. You know what I mean? Because for a long time, some people thought that I was lazy and this and that, and I was only focusing on YouTube and doing all this stuff. But you all know those real people amongst you, my real people. You know that I'm not lazy. I'm not lazy. I laughed. It hurt my ego because I know one thing: you can call me anything, but not lazy. I'm very industrious, and I work hard. My problem is I work too hard, and that's what God is dealing with me about. And I know God had a hand in me being removed because God wanted me to focus on other things, and God already provided an opportunity through that opportunity that is way better than what I had before. Anyways, you guys, they asked me, my program, I signed the max program where you had to service at least 30 hours a week. I was servicing over 40, sometimes 50, sometimes 60. I worked a lot. So anyways, you would have to select your time and pick out an amount of time you want to serve. So for me, I would go out there and pick out time, and I noticed that the time that were available were not even up to the 30 that I signed to cover. So I would just work. I would still work, even though the time was not there to select so that they would see that you selected it. I would work. Now, when they review the calls and review who was there, who answered calls, who helped people, they would see me. There's always like time trails and records and recordings to hear your calls and everything and see if you were there. Anyways, for me, I kept servicing. Every time I would go in there to try to pick out time, there wasn't time. It's like the time, as soon as they release it, it's gone. But I signed that program where I had to be there for 30 hours or more, and I was there. They sent me a message. They said, the one time they sent me a message saying, you're not meeting your matrix, you're not meeting the time you were supposed to sign. I was like, go check. I was there. I didn't find the time to pick up, but I was still there doing the service. I worked. Anyways, they sent me another message. Say, oh, sorry, you were there. We saw it. I was like, good. And then I kept servicing, pick out time. I mean, there were times when I forgot to just go in there and just select time. I would just show up and just do the work. Anyways, the good thing about it was the system records the amount of time you spend on the phone, so you still get paid for the amount of time you spend on the phone. But they didn't like that, the fact that you didn't choose. There were two different systems. You got to go choose the time and show up and work. But anyways, they were upset. They told me, don't work time you did not select anymore. I was like, okay, I don't want to work time I didn't select, but I signed a deal to work over 30 hours. And the time available to pick up, there's nothing available to pick up. They say, yeah, just keep checking throughout the day and doing that stuff. I don't have time to keep checking throughout the day. Well, I did, though. I would check throughout the day, select time, and keep servicing. I kept doing it, and then they warned me. This lady was like, I'm going to make sure we remove you if you keep servicing, you keep working a whole lot. I was like, okay. Anyways, one day I was on the phone working and helping the client out. It was a very good call, too. And then I saw in my email, they sent me an email. This is to inform you that you have been removed from the program for working hours you did not select. I sent them a message. I was like, what are you guys doing? Why did you remove me? I'm very good at this. I helped you guys a whole lot, made a ton of money. With people calling in with bookings. You're going to remove me because I worked, and your system doesn't make it easy for those who signed the contract to meet a certain metrics to meet it. I was busting that metric, y'all. But anyways, they removed me. And then I was scared. I was very scared. As soon as they removed me, I started sending my resume out to a ton of different places. And I was like, God, you must have a hand in this. I'm very scared. I'm very, I don't know what I'm going to do, because this was one of the sources that was bringing in the money to pay my bills and take care of my kids. So what am I going to do now, Lord? And then I prayed, and then I sent my resume out, and I just kept going. And God reminded me that He's there for me. My business. So while I was servicing the line a couple of years ago, right? Almost 3. Somebody came on the phone, and it was a travel agent. He owned his own travel agency. And then because I serviced really good on the phone, he said, if you ever want to transition from being a booking agent to a travel agent and have your own business, and you call me. He gave me his number. I had called him, y'all. I called him, and he told me what it was going to take for me to own my own travel business. I didn't have the money at the time. But then I was talking to him about it, and then he told me, I have to make an investment and pay for it, and then this is what is going to happen. Anyways, to cut the long story short, God provided me with the money. I took the course, I did the class, I got my business under him. I started my travel business. Now, when I first started, it took me almost a year to get my first clients, but when God opened the door, blessings started coming through. So when this one with Arise ended, was the Arise platform, it ended. I already had a business. God already gave me an opportunity out of that. And that very day that I was removed, I got fired. You know what happened to me? A ton of people called the phone line that I was on with my travel business, because I had 2 systems that I was running. Guess what? I started getting a lot of bookings. People were just making bookings. I was just getting money. People were calling and needed my services as a travel agent. I would book them, and guess what was happening? God was just taking care of me and my children and my bills through another business that He gave me. Now, with this business, being a travel agent, it involves a lot of research. You call, but the thing about it is, you're not on the phone with people who are cussing you out. You are in charge of it. You are the one who's calling vendors, who's planning people's vacations and making sure that you give them the best deal, and you plan people's family vacations. Take the stress off of them. So with my business, I'm able to do that because I already learned the ins and outs being a booking agent and talking to a ton of travel agent, thousands of calls that I took, and learning. I learned from the inside, and now I'm an insider. You know what I mean? Doing it, so I know the ins and out of the business. God already took care of me before what happened. Now, because I was so used to talking on the phone and being on the phone, it felt like I was so used to being controlled, I got really scared. My mind would be beaten and say, God, what am I going to do now? Why? My whole body would be shaking, like I need to go get on the call so that I can be here for hours like I was talking. God is like, chill, Maryam, I got you. And then God started speaking to me about going back to my YouTube, giving more time to YouTube, because he blessed me and he's sent a lot of good people into my life through YouTube. He said, now you have your travel business, you can focus on YouTube as well, because you're in control of this one. Nobody's over there breathing down your throat. You are in charge. I gave you access. You got to use it. While I'm focusing on it, I'm still doing it. My heart is still beating like, God, I still need that thing. I still need that thing. And God is saying, trust me. Anyways, God has been faithful. God has brought me a lot of clients, and he keeps bringing me a lot of clients. And now there's another next step that I'm taking with my travel business. Instead of having my business under somebody, my next step now is to own it, so that I can have people who I will give the opportunity to own their business under me. That's the next step. I know that the God who provided the opportunity to have a business under somebody else's business, which is really good, I'm telling you, the pay is not bad at all. You just control your money, you get paid. It's commission based, so you get paid every week. You know what I mean? So anyways, and I'm really good at it. I've studied, I've done it inside and out, and God has been faithful. So what am I saying? Sometimes things would happen and we're tempted to be afraid and scared and run and hide. But we know, if we believe that God has a hand in it, and we let go and we keep asking God to heal our heart, to help us trust him, God is going to open doors for us. You're going to watch how things begin to change and get better for you. So God is good, and I'm grateful. And by the way, y'all, I'm still asking God to help me. I got another opportunity. It's similar to the one I had before, but it's better pay. You know what I mean? And this is in addition to my travel business and to you guys on YouTube. So I'm just asking God to help me. It's like, I feel like God is telling me something, to quit trying too hard. But I'm just learning to trust God and let go, because I'm so used to like doing so much and too much that I just went and got myself another opportunity. So that's what's going on right now. But I'm still open. I'm still open to God saying, you know what, I'm just gonna do something else that will just get you off of this. I'm still waiting. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, God cares for us. Don't be afraid. No matter what happens, God has already prepared a way. God has already made a way for you. Now, the people involved may think that, okay, so it's over for you. You know, you did this, you did that, may call you names like they called me names and did all kind of stuff. But I know God is involved in my life. And I always told God, you're involved. This is all about you. So thank you for opening the opportunity for me. I'm not allowing myself to stay stuck in Egypt where I was eating crumbs. I'm allowing myself to really open up and enjoy the blessing that doesn't come with so much struggle and so much excessiveness and exertion. That's what I'm opening myself up to. So yeah, God blessed me after losing my job, and God has been healing me and giving me grace to trust him even more, and not trust in my strength to make things happen, because I can be like very excessive and compulsive with things and go very hard at it. But God is saying, trust me more, let go, release, trust me more. So that's what I'm doing. And see, as a result of that too, my 21-day challenge that I did, God really helped me out with that, to let go of eating so much bread and being in control and just like excessive eating. And also now Nigeria is coming up with our fundraiser. So thank you all so much for supporting. Those of you who have donated, thank you. I'm still looking forward to more support, and I know we're going to get there. So doing YouTube and being able to inspire you guys with my life is something that means a lot to me. And I feel blessed to have you guys. I just wanted to open up to you guys so you know. And I told you how God has been faithful. He took care of me even before what happened. Although now my mind is still trying to get used to just being blessed and doing my own thing, and not being in that environment where there's no clarity as to how you're even going to prosper or navigate. You see what I'm saying? And now God is giving me more control and peace with everything. So I'm glad. I'm letting go. I'm letting God. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe and like, and come back for more. And also check the description box below and support my fundraiser. God is good. We're going to go to Nigeria. I already listed out the itinerary. It's going to get expanded as we go, but it's there. And by the way, I'm going to go live after you see this video. So expect a live video soon. We're gonna go live, talk and pray, and I'm gonna talk about this even more on the live video. Anyways, thank you all so much. Have a great day. I love you all. I'll see you guys shortly. Bye.